Hi, it's Sarah Vine here from In Spirit Coaching, and today I've asked a friend of mine along, Jonathan Shaw from Decoding Pain, to do a short interview with us to maybe help you or somebody you know. Jonathan is doing amazing work in the world, and I know that so many of us suffer from pain and that go to the doctors and it just doesn't disappear. So John's going to help us demystify pain a little bit, share a little bit about himself and his journey, and hopefully it's going to be able to help you or somebody you know understand why maybe pain isn't quite shifting. And if you watch all the way through to the end of the video, he's got a very special gift for you too. So Jonathan, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Sarah.
You're most welcome. Thank you for agreeing to let me interview you and put you on YouTube.
That's right.
So, firstly, tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey.
Okay, well, I wasn't always an expert in chronic pain. I used to be a magician a long time ago, and when I left school, I went straight to being a magician, and I worked 7 days a week. I was very, very busy, very popular entertainer, and when I was in my early 20s, 21, 22, I had a nervous breakdown because I was just working so hard. I had actually no social life, I had no friends, I had no relationships, I had no hobbies. All I did was work, go home, go to sleep, work, go home, go to sleep. So at that point I went to my doctor and he gave me the best piece of advice I've ever been given by a doctor, which was to A, go on holiday, and B, get a hobby. So I did just that. I went to New York, which is now one of my favourite places to go in the world. And while I was there, I went ice skating, which I absolutely loved. But when I was skating, I had to crash into the barrier to stop myself. I couldn't actually stop, like most people. So I thought, well, I'll learn how to do this when I go home. So next time I come to New York, I can skate properly. So I did just that. I went to my local ice rink and I learned to ice skate. And I learned to stop without crashing into the barrier. But ironically, since then, I've not stopped skating because I absolutely love skating. And it's a great place for me to escape and get away from the world. So anyway, while I was skating, about 2 years into skating, I had a problem with my left knee. And I could skate fine, but I couldn't walk upstairs without severe pain, sharp shooting pains going through my knee. Also, because I was a magician still at that point, I was kneeling down quite a lot on the floor because I didn't stand kids. And it would hurt me doing that as well. So I went to the doctor, and he gave me the worst piece of advice I've ever given by a doctor. Okay. Ironically, it was the same doctor. He told me it was housemaid's knee. Right. Now, for those of you who don't know what housemaid's knee is fluid that builds up on the knee, and it was given a name because housemaids used to get it because they knelt down on the floor and scrubbed floors a lot.
That makes sense, yeah.
He told me to stop kneeling down, and that really wasn't great advice because it stops me from doing something that was A, my job, and B, I love doing. And that is one of the big problems with chronic pain. People are told you have to stop doing the things you love doing. I want to make that very clear. You do not have to do that, as long as you do the right things. So I didn't agree with this, so I went out in search of something else. And my ice skating instructor recommended me to a guy. And I went to see him, and he told me that my knee was not the problem. It was my back that was the problem. And basically I transferred all of my weight from both evenly in my body to one side. So all of my weight was going through my left knee. So when I walked or moved incorrectly, then all my weight was going through my left knee, and now my knee could not cope with the weight. So he put my back into place, and he corrected my posture and showed me how to stand straight. And then it was up to me to stand and move like that. And once I corrected that, all the pain completely disappeared. So from that point on, he actually took me under his wing and taught me, because I became fascinated by how your posture can affect you and things like that. And I learned how to treat people, and then I went about treating people. I went back to college and got the qualifications I need in anatomy and things like that. And I started treating people. And then I was coming across problems that I could help, and then there was more chronic problems that weren't being solved. And then in my mid-20s, I had something else happen that sent me on another part of my journey. I went down with a flu and a virus. And during that time, my back knotted up and locked. And after the virus and all the symptoms were gone, my back was still locked and tight. And nothing helped that. My back muscle, it just literally felt my back was being ripped apart. My spine was being ripped by my muscles. No traditional thing helped. My mentor couldn't help. Nothing was working. I tried stuff, nothing worked. So I had to look on alternative routes. I tried meditation and tapping, EFT, which was great. They helped control it and maintain it. and they helped localise it as well. It went from my back to just my right shoulder, but it sat in my right shoulder for the next year until I found something called Meta Health. And when I found Meta Health, that completely changed my life and how I view pain and disease, which is what I want to share with you today.
Yeah, so what exactly is Meta Health?
Meta Health is a way to understand how the body works and why we have pain and disease. You see, up until now, chronic pain has been very random. It comes on for no reason at all. Or you have an injury and it stays for no reason at all. Or you wake up one day and all of a sudden you have a painful disease that just won't go away. And traditional medicine do not understand this. They're fully open and they admit traditional doctors do not understand chronic pain. For those of you who don't know, chronic pain is labelled as anything longer than 3 months is labelled chronic.
Right, okay.
So traditional viewpoint of the body when you get pain or disease is that it's malfunctioned, you're broken, you're mechanical, it's gone wrong, we need to fix you. We need to cut it out, burn it, eradicate it, get rid of it somehow. But the Meta Health viewpoint is that your body is going through a process. There's actually a process to what you're going through, and you're stuck somewhere in the process. It tells us what starts the process. It tells us why the process won't complete, so you come out the other side. And it shows us why what we're trying so far, and all the methods we've tried, haven't worked. And what we need to do to get them to work. It's not that they don't work, it's just we're missing a piece of the puzzle.
Okay. Because I think we have the natural process that we go through, don't we? If we're ill, we go through the healing process. It's a process that we all have to go through. So what is it that causes the start?
From a mental health point of view, what we say starts the process is a shock or a trauma.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people, they label this as stress. You may hear it a lot that we're stressed.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is that word has been bandied around quite a lot. It's become a very popular word to use. But stress is not very accurate. What are you stressed about? Is it your family? Is it your partner? Is it your kids? Is it your work? It's not very accurate.
But they say it causes 75% of illnesses, don't they, stress? So
it does. Stress does do that. But what sort of stress? Why is stress doing that? And mental health actually explains that very scientifically, very logically, and explains what sort of stress creates problems. It's not going to be getting stuck in traffic. It's not going to be getting your kids to school late.
It's underlying stuff that's underlying all of this that's causing the problem. So
rather than actual stress, it's something specific like a shock or a trauma.
Okay. Can you give me some examples of some shocks or traumas? So just to see if anybody could recognise something maybe in themselves that could potentially help them understand.
So typical examples of shocks that create chronic pain, because from a mental health point of view, your body reacts biologically to something in your environment.
Okay.
And when you're in pain, your muscles, bones, tendons and ligaments are reacting to a specific type of shock. Because our muscles, bones, tendons and ligaments are there to make us stronger. Not only make us physically stronger, but emotionally stronger as well.
Right, okay.
So the conflict that you're looking for, the type of shock you're looking for pain, is lacks of value for yourself. Self-worth conflicts, where you don't feel good enough, you don't feel valued, you don't feel deserving. Maybe you do everything for everybody else and nothing for yourself.
Sounds familiar.
That's a typical example.
A lot of earth angels, it's just want to give. They give everybody else, and we forget about ourselves. So that, because I know a lot of earth angels are suffering from a lot of pain, and this could help you maybe understand why. Okay.
That's right. A lot of people, they do that, and they give to everyone else, and they think that's the way to be. And that's a great way to be, a great way to live your life. But you have to pay attention to you first. Because if you don't pay attention to you, you can't give yourself fully to the other person.
We've got to, fill ourselves up first before we are able to give to other people. And I think I've done a video on this actually. We're neglecting ourselves. How can we truly give to other people and help other people? We've got to start with ourselves first. And I know that this is a common theme with earth angels, because they just want to help. They just want to give to other people. So hopefully Jonathan will help me demystify a little bit as to why maybe you could be suffering pain. And I just want to touch on, because I know from our chat before that you work with people with depression and anxiety. And I know that's a big thing as well. Personally, in my own life, especially in my younger years, the depression, because I just so knew I was here to help the planet and help other people in some way, and I just didn't know what it was. And this is something that you actually work with people as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I started working with depression and anxiety because I've suffered my own depression in the past, like yourself.
I think most earth angels go through that.
And luckily for me, I had mental health, and it helped me get out of it very quickly. And I've also had people come to me with anxiety and things like that. And those anxiety and depression usually are very simple to solve. The type of conflict you're looking for depression is something very specific again. It's either territory shocks or social conflicts. So what I mean by territory is the areas that you go to, like your work. So a shock that happens at work or threatens your work, or where you feel like you're losing your territory.
That's very interesting, because I know a lot of people, it can start actually at school.
Yeah. So if you're at school and you feel like your territory is being taken away from you, maybe one of your friends at school has joined a gang at school, and they've been taken away from you. That you may perceive as your territory. It's all based on perception, how you perceive the shock that's happening at the time.
So if someone comes to you and they've been suffering depression for years and years and years, you could quite easily pinpoint that trauma for them and then clear that.
Yeah.
And then that would start the healing process, and that depression would lift.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The beauty of it is that people, traditional ways of viewing depression or anxiety
is that we give you some antidepressants, and we're not negating medicine and doctors and stuff like that. Everything has its place, but this is an an alternative, just to maybe help you understand a little bit deeper. Because if you're anything like me, if anything's wrong with me, I want to know what's caused it. Doctors, medicine, they treat the symptoms.
Yeah.
But I want to know what the cause. So if you're anything like me and you want to let go of whatever the pain is that you're dealing with, or the depression, and you just want to understand it and get in deep, clear the root, cause of it, to have that ripple effect, then this is an alternative to medicine and to doctors. So everything has its place. Just want to make that very clear. Not saying ditch the pills or anything, but this could help you potentially be able to let go of that kind of medicine and stuff in the future.
No, you're right. The medication, if you are severely depressed, is important to help you maintain and live a lifestyle.
Because a lot of people say it's a balance in the brain. It's like
the traditional medicine is an imbalance in the brain. My question is, what causes the imbalance?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
And then the doctor will say, well, that's chemicals. And I say, well, okay, well, what caused the chemical to release?
Because our body is built to heal itself.
Exactly.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And the problem with traditional medicine is that doctors don't follow through on the questions. They don't go, well, what caused the chemical to release? They just go, well, you're mechanical, so it's a malfunction. Well, that's not true. You're not mechanical. Science has proven that we are energetic.
Absolutely.
Everything is energetic. And if you want to read up more on that, then a great book to get is a book by Bruce Lipton called Biology of Belief, where you can learn how your cells actually react based on your perception of the environment. But once you understand you're energetic, you understand that something creates that energy. And once you understand that it starts from a trauma or a shock in your life, or a pattern of traumas and shocks, and you know what shock and trauma to look for, you're not just looking for general stress.
Because I think that's the thing where something like, I love tapping, and I've used that effectively with some things, and other things are just quite stubborn. You can chase that pain and it just won't completely go. And so this could be the trauma or the shock. Because you need to be quite specific.
It didn't go because you didn't have the roadmap. See, mental health gives you the roadmap to the exact trauma that you're looking for to clear the problem. Then you can use whatever method you like to clear the problem. Yeah. The other thing I want to say to people is they have a block sometimes, and I know I've had it myself, that we don't want to deal with our emotions or our trauma.
Because it's scared of revisiting the pain from the past, and I completely...
Yeah, and we don't want to go there. No. It's frightening. We're humans. We don't want to experience that. We don't want to be hurt. But the techniques that I use, that I employ, you do not have to revisit the emotional pain again. A lot of techniques, what they do is they go after the emotions. They take you back into the moment. So EFT takes you to the moment, finds the emotion, finds a trauma, finds the belief system. And that was all great. That's brilliant. And I love tapping. Tapping works brilliant. And it's a great way for controlling things and can release a lot of things. It's absolutely amazing. But the techniques I use now, one of the things I use called advanced clearing energetics, you do not go to the beliefs or the emotions or trauma. You go to the energy of the problem.
Yeah, so it's like straight to the...
You go straight to the root,
isn't it?
You find the energy where it's trapped in all of the areas, in the brain, in the heart and the organ. Because when you have a trauma, it gets trapped in 3 places. It gets trapped in your heart, your brain, and the area of your brain that correlates to your body. And we go for the energy and lift off the energy. So you're not involved in the emotional response.
Which is good to know.
And you don't need to be re-traumatised anymore. You can just release it gently easily, and I'm not doing it. I'm just guiding you to do
being
it.
a facilitator. Yeah. I mean I could talk all day to talk about this. I've just found this absolutely amazing. I completely get what you're saying with energy, because everything is energy, and ultimately we are in control of our own destiny. So I know a lot of people think that they've got pain and that's just the way it is, and there's also a lot of myths around pain, isn't there? That you're stuck with it. There's nothing can be done. But if you want to really uncover what could potentially be causing this, so it frees you from this pain. Imagine a life where you're free of pain, free of the depression, free of the anxiety. Jonathan's got a very special gift that you want to share with everyone who's watching this video, and for all the beautiful Earth Angels out there, because we know that you're here to help humanity the same as we are. You've got gifts and special talents, and how can you fully get yourself out in the world and express yourself if you're having to deal with the pain that you may be living with day to day, or the depression or anxiety? So, Jonathan, tell us a little bit about what your free gift to all these lovely Earth Angels is.
Well, last year I realised that my main mission is to help 1 million people free themselves of chronic pain.
Yeah.
And I'm just one man. It's very hard for me to do that on my own at the moment. But one of the biggest challenges that people face is they don't know what to do about their problem. They don't know the right path to take, and end up spending thousands of pounds and wasting time and money on things that aren't going to work for them, in the hope that something will. And it's great you have that hope, because that's what got me and you through your pain.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they really do waste time and money, and I want to save people time and money. So I'm offering a free 30-minute coaching session with me to eliminate your pain, and for people watching, anxiety or depression. During that session, I will show you exactly what's caused your pain from a mental health point of view. I will show you the process to what's going on, and I will tell you the type of traumas and shocks that you're looking for. I will show you why what you've tried so far hasn't worked and isn't going to unless you clear the trauma. I will give you an exact roadmap to the type of things you need to do to resolve the problem, to go back to being healthy, so you can set about doing that rather than just trying everything, this and that. Because I've tried the majority of things out there, I know what works.
Well, yeah. And that's what I love about your, decoding pain. It just decodes the pain as to why people have that. I mean, that's great. And I know you work by Skype, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Once the time difference is sorted, Jonathan can help you. If you've got Skype, this is fantastic, that you're offering this. And, I mean, will you be able to clear people's depression and pain in just one session, or does it need to go deeper?
It depends. If people want to have actual therapy sessions with me, then, sometimes I've been able to clear depression in one session, and sometimes it's taken 2 months. But it does clear. The rate at which it clears really depends on how quick the body is willing to let go of the trauma. Because one of the biggest challenges that people face, whether it's chronic pain or depression or anxiety, if they've had it for a very, 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 very long time, unconsciously, not consciously, not you, but unconsciously, it becomes part of your identity. It becomes part of who you are, and there's this fear and this worry about who you'll be once you let it go. So as we start lifting trauma, you will start feeling better. But sometimes the body's reluctant to let it all go at once. It wants to adjust and get used to letting it go slowly.
Because some people, if they've lived with it for years and years and years, it's part of who they are, isn't it? And if suddenly they're pain-free, it's like, oh, where do I fit in this world, And so it does take time. But like everything, I've been on a very winding journey of all the different things. I have, obviously, Jonathan, you've shared us a bit about your story, and I know that there's so much more you could share, but we don't want to, have this video go on for a couple of days because we won't be able to upload it. But if you really want to be able to help yourself, please contact Jonathan. And what is your website, Jonathan?
My website is www.decodingpain.com. And if you want to email me and contact me, my email is info.decodingpain@gmail.com.
And I'll post the links to this at the bottom of the video, so you can just click on that and go straight to that as well. But I just want to say thank you so much for sharing everything with us today, because I'm sure it's going to help people out there understand that if you're in chronic pain, if you've had the operations, you've had the doctors, you've got the pills, everything, you just got to live with it. But actually, you don't. If you really want to be able to let go of that, there is an alternative. Jonathan's been through so much, learnt so much to get to a place where he is now that he can actually help you. So he's got that free gift there for you, free 30-minute coaching call. Please take him up on that if you resonate, because we need you to step up. You're so important. You're here for a reason. You're watching this to the end for a reason. So if this resonates in here, just please email Jonathan, check out his website, and let's get pain free. Let's get on with helping the planet, because we're like a pebble in a pond, the ripples. So, and you make a difference. Okay, so thank you, Jonathan, and thank you so much for watching.